Hey, what's up guys? So sadly my computer is still broken and I cannot log into Archeage on my main account. So that's why you haven't seen any Twitch videos or a lot of actual gameplay videos as of late. I have been able to log in occasionally through a laptop to check out prices and the economy and things and such on Morpheus and Ragona. And there's a lot of crazy things that have been happening with the economy. A lot of easy ways to make money. So I'm going to highlight some of the easy ways to make money in these servers right now. So a lot of single crops like pumpkins and clovers and azazels, those things are selling for right around like 5 silver each. They do vary from time to time, as you know, a lot of people put them on, the prices decrease, and then someone comes in there and goes in mass crafting and brings the price back up. I know myself personally, I've been doing several batches of armor and weapons, and so I've been buying things even all the way up to like 6 or 7 silver per a single, material that I need that is really, you're used to paying like 3 or 2 silver on the old servers for these guys. But yeah, people are paying, upwards of 5 silver plus per each one. So there's a great value there for anyone that just wants a single seed plant, because not only will you get, a great return on your labor points spent, but you're also going to get the chance for the rare procs. And some of them, like specifically like the Lucky Clover, sells very well because it's needed for these Dawn's armors that can speed up your production time and give you higher proficiencies. There's also like a yellow potato, the hardy wheats. So any of the specialty items, the rare items that you need, will help increase the value that you get for your labor spent. And also we're seeing a huge increase in vocation badge value. Vocation badge value was very minimal on the old servers. People had tons of them. You got a lot of them fairly common. It was about a 1-to-1 ratio on normal gathering crops and such, and it was a half ratio on mining stone and things like that. What they did is they halved all the vocation badge values on everything. So if you're gathering a crop for 1 labor point, you're still going to get 1 vocation badge because they don't gyp you and give you 0. But if it was going to cost you 3 labor to harvest, before you would get 3 vocation badges. Now you're only going to get 2 because it will round up. So that's a big change in a lot of the things now actually don't give vocation badges anymore. So the Daru seed bundles, I can't recall exactly if they gave vocation badges, but now for sure they don't. Majestic trees no longer give vocation badges at all. So there's a lot of things that aren't giving the vocation badges anymore, it appears. And then also the badge values, like you're getting half on all the basic farming and gathering materials that you used to get full value on your vocation badges. So that alone right there is bringing the prices way up on vocation badges. They're a little bit higher than 1 silver per vocation badge, as of late. I've even seen them up as high as 2 silver per vocation badge, but that was a very rare occurrence. Some items as well, like fishing. Fishing got a huge buff, but now people are running into problems with vocation badges where they need a lot of vocation badges to actually fish, and they're like, I need these lures, I need these chums, I need these these things to fish. So vocation badges are very valuable. One of the other things that is a great thing to plant if you have some room is these Daru Sky Woodlot bundles. I'm not sure exactly if that's the exact name on them, but they plant down, they're like a large tree, and you get 200 logs out of them. They cost, I believe, 1,800 vocation badges, and people are selling them for right around 15 or so gold. So it's a little bit cheaper, it looks like, on Morpheus right now for what it costs. Vocation badges, less than 1 silver per badge. And in those, you get 200 logs every 12 hours, and then you have a chance to get anywhere between 2 to 4 thunderstruck trees. That right there is a huge value. So if you can get lucky and proc a Thunderstruck tree, which ended up coming out after all the data, around a 5% rate of Thunderstruck on those guys after the long haul. So that's a huge thing, and that's a lot of people did earlier on when the logs were 20 silver per. They were planting these things like crazy. Now it's kind of died off. Even though you can still make some money on these things, it's tapering off. People aren't as excited about planting these guys, but still, it's a good way to make money if you miss that boat, or if you need logs too. It's a good way to get logs. Another good thing to do is to make the pigments and potions for alchemy. Not necessarily the potions, but the pigments that are needed for crafting. Crafting materials, again, are rising in value as Archeum is becoming extremely cheap. We've seen Moonlight Archeum crystals down to 3G, and we've seen Sunlight Archeum crystals down to 7G on Morpheus at one point or the other. And we've just launched Aurora, and now that people have access to the Radiant Archeum trees and the mineral water and the safe zones now up there. So prices on Archeum should stay right around there, or maybe even decrease just a little bit. So that means with Archeum really cheap, that all these pigments and potion things that are required for creating armors and weapons are going to become more in demand. And also the stabilizers have been a huge profit for people. You can go and get around 2 gold per stabilizers right now, maybe even higher for some of the other ones. But some of the basic ones like charcoal and rock salt are right around 2 gold. Sometimes they occasionally dip down a little bit into like the ones, and that's a great value if you want to go ahead and buy up a whole bunch of them. If they get to like 125 or 130, right away it will jump back up to 2 gold fairly quickly. So it's a great way to flip. So those are some quick, easy tips that you can do on both Morpheus and Ragona. On the last note, Ragona is very interesting because Ragona, the players over there are actually smarter, it appears like. There's less, errors on price cost between items. So like you can combine 5 Moonlight Archeum shards, and that turns it into 1 Archeum crystal. On the US server, a lot of the times you can find the Archeum shards, for cheaper than it would be to combine them and get a crystal. So like I just picked up like 300 Moonlight Archeum shards for around 51 silver each, and the cheapest Moonlight Archeum crystal on our server at this time was 3 gold, 50 silver. So when I combined 5 of those guys, it only cost me 200, or it cost me 2 gold and like 55 silver to make, and then I believe it's 1 labor point to combine them up, maybe 5. Even so, I saved a whole gold value right there, and that's just something you don't see on the European servers at all. So it seems like us Americans are just quite frankly dumb, and we don't really calculate and add correctly for some odd reasons. But yeah, if you see anything like that, that's a great way to make money right there.